Hello, guys. It's nice to have you again on the show once more. It is Banter Bench podcast, and we're here to dissect on all the latest in the beautiful world of football and sports in general. Of course, we'll be discussing about the English Premier League, talking about the game between what's got Manchester City and Arsenal that went down on Sunday. Of course, it was like a title decider, if we want to be honest with ourselves, because of the margin between Arsenal and Manchester City. Of course, Manchester City, fortunately for them, they were able to reduce the points to 3 points, after defeating Arsenal at the Etihad by 2 goals to 1. Courtesy of that, Helen Haaland was it called winning goal in the second half. Of course, Manchester City they got the better of Arsenal Football Club, who have been on top of the log for a while now. But after playing Burnley during the week, talking about Manchester City, for adventure they are able to win Burnley. They should be ahead fast now by a goal difference. They're able to get what's it called enough goals in that particular game. On that note, I welcome you again on the show, and I'm here with Chukwu Emeka again to do this together. Of course, Mr. Bayodegwega is unavoidably unavailable. Of course, we hope to get him on the show on the next edition. Because Mr. Chukwu Emeka is here with me to do this together. Chukwu Emeka, it's nice to have you again on the show once more.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to be here. Lots of actions this past weekend. Lots of brilliant games. We saw Man City coming out on top form. We saw Chelsea with their horrible form. Lots of action, lots of football stories. Don't get it twisted. We are here to give you all the best regarding football. It's good to be here, guys.
Of course, I'm here from Chico America said it's good to be here. We are here to give you all the best, all the latest in the beautiful world of football and sports in general. Of course, we're talking about the English Premier League and how the title race is heating up seriously there in the English Premier League. Of course, Manchester City got the better of Arsenal there at the Etihad. On Sunday, it ended 2 goals to 1 in favor of Arsenal and Manchester City Football Club. Of course, everyone is now calling us now the bustling club. The bustling club, of course. People now they call us now. People team where they bottle everything. But for the past 2 seasons, they've been bottling the league to Manchester City most especially. But last season they bottled the league to Liverpool. And of course, right now I think they're going to bottle the league again to Manchester City. After that defeat at the Etihad. Another abysmal performance from Arsenal. And we don't know how the season is going to end for them. We just hope that something can, there can be a drastic, what is it called, change for them, for Arsenal Football Club, because on this show, Arsenal, Emeka has been an advocate and a supporter of Arsenal Football Club for them to break the jinx this season, but it's not looking good for them at the moment. And I want to ask you, Emeka, I asked in the last edition, and I'm asking again, what do you think Arsenal should do, in the remaining game of the season? Because I think we have like 3-4 games before the season comes to an end. What do you think Arsenal should do for them to break the jinx this time around?
Um, last time on the program, for those that have been following our program, the last time on the program, I talked about their confidence.
Yeah.
I talked about Ateta, working on his players' confidence, and Ateta also came out. I also said the same thing. He came out on Daily Mail Sports, saying all he feels now is that fire, to succeed.
Yeah.
I still stand on my ground, on Arsenal, building their confidence, at that game against Manchester City. We saw the both sides, give out their best. They played entertaining football,
Yeah.
end-to-end football. We saw Arsenal at some point, dominating Man City. But that's the beautiful game. The team that is well prepared would eventually come out victorious. I saw that Man City side, well prepared. They knew what they were going there for. They knew a win is all they needed. They didn't want a draw. At some point, Arsenal almost, they almost came out victorious. Eze ball, hitting the woodwork, Kai Havertz, missing a clear header. At some point, we all felt, okay, Arsenal were going to come out with a draw. But that's where you give Guardiola his kudos.
Yeah.
He knows what is at stake. he knew they needed a win in that game. It doesn't matter how it comes. You know, even if it comes by single goal margin, you know, they just needed that 3 points. I
Yeah.
always emphasize on, you know, getting your 3 points. It doesn't matter how it comes. You know, just if you win wuru wuru, just
Exactly.
make sure say you get that
Get
3 points.
maximum 3
You
points.
know, and that was what Man City, you know, that was what Man City knew they needed. You know, kudos to both teams. I saw a brilliant Arsenal. Let's we know they lost the game, but let's give them their kudos. They came out. They I think I think they worked well. You know, they worked well, but you just have to hail Pep Guardiola and his tactics. You know, his genius tactics. You know, coming out to, you know, he knew what was at stake. You know, I think in that game he took off. I was when I watched that game, I was really complaining about him taking off Semenyo, but he knew why he left Semenyo. You know, he needed Semenyo to assist Matheus, you know, at that wing. You know, Matheus is not a brilliant player. If we're going to check how the guy plays, you know, he's off and on. But Semenyo wasn't having the best of game. There was a pass Rodri gave him, you know, that I think it was 1-on-1, but his first control, you know, he missed the ball. So
Yeah,
I
so
think,
Semenyo actually didn't have the best of game.
yeah,
Not
he
even,
was so poor in that game.
yeah.
You know, I think he was
Everyone
the worst player on that team.
everyone was quite surprised that they were even expecting
Yeah,
Guardiola to even
take him on for
take him
Phil
off.
Foden. But instead of taking Semenyo, he brought in Phil Foden. I think he took out Shaki.
Yeah, and check it, and check it.
That's
Who got the first goal, right?
tactics for you. That's tactics for
The
you.
technical genius.
He knew that his midfield was shaky,
Of course.
so he took off Shaki and brought in a fresh leg, you know, in Phil Foden. And you saw how, you know, they even at the 85th, I mean 95th minute, you know, when the pressure was on Man City, when the ball got to the Man City, when the pressure was on Man City, when the ball got to Man City players, you saw how they still were able to knock the ball, you know, through the midfield. You know, that's why, you know, you just have to hail Guardiola. You just have to. I know I'm not a fan of Pep Guardiola, but if I'm going to go into coaching job, you know, I would want to imitate Guardiola's tactics. You know, that man is just on top. He knew what was at stake. He knew a win would help their title hopes. You know, it would give them that confidence. It will make them active. You know, so he knew that the maximum 3 points was all they needed, and he got it. And he got it. You know, so kudos to the Manchester City players. You know, it's not like they had a wonderful season. At some point they were shaky. At some point they were at the fourth position. You know, but you know, fighting your way back, you know, to the second position, and the team that is Arsenal that is on top of the table is leading them by 3 points. You know, so you just have to respect Manchester City, respect the manager there, Pep Guardiola, and his coaching crew. You know, kudos to them. I would applaud them for this. You know,
wow.
Because you know, I've been pushing Arsenal. You know, giving them that hope, giving them that belief that okay, I see no team stopping them. You know, because tell me, Chelsea are not informed, Liverpool are not informed, Man City were not informed, Tottenham are not informed. You know, they had everything at their disposal. You know, it would be a shame. I keep saying it would be a shame on Arteta. They supposed to strip Arteta naked. If you no win this league, they supposed to strip am naked, make they beat am round the North London. You know, a very big shame.
I dey tell you, at least they still dey use 3 points dey gap Man City, but already
majority
of their fans don surrender the league already.
Surrender now.
Because I can see some Arsenal fans, if not in England, here in Nigeria already condemning Arteta. You know, saying that if he is unable to win this season's league, he should be sacked. You understand me? He should be relieved of his duty.
I don't think they should.
But considering what Arteta has done before now,
I know he hasn't been winning the league.
The way he has been able to fix Arsenal, you know, up to the standard they have now.
Exactly.
I just feel that I don't see any coach out there.
Arsenal fans that are even saying they should sack Arteta, even when as a winger their papa did there.
Yeah.
Don't be struggling, they struggle. You see the way he come up for there, he finish fit. Emery enter there. Emery no fit carry them go
promised land. Baba no dey invest in good players now.
Emery no fit carry them go promised land. They bring in Lundberg. Now I want drag them go gutter.
And they tell you
Arteta can't even revive them. So
you know, as I think I been use like 20 million, use and buy like 11 players. You know, go use player like invest in quality player. But looking at what Arteta has done in the for Arsenal, I think he has been able to invest in good players.
Good players. Yeah.
Talking about Premier League proven players. Talking about the likes of Declan Rice, who came from West Ham to Arsenal. Talking about the man from Crystal Palace as well. Ebere Chieze, who has been very effective for the team as well. Talking about Declan Rice has been so effective for Arsenal as well. Mainly from Spain, I
Yeah,
mean, as
yeah,
well. I think we're from Real Sociedad.
yeah. So
You
say that.
know, I think they also miss Marino to injury.
Lots of
But
player,
Marino has been a very crucial player
player
for
for
us
them.
now. You know, always scoring crucial goals, important goals for them. But unfortunately for them, he got injured. And I don't think he's going to be back before the season ends. You know, I think they also miss him as well. It's about that shouldn't be an excuse for us now.
For us
We
now,
want to be
yeah,
honest with
yeah, yeah.
ourselves, you understand? So it is quite unfortunate that they find themselves in that position.
Vision.
But we all know Arsenal. It has always been that like that for the past 3 seasons. You know, when it matters most, we always fumble. You understand?
Exactly.
We said it last in the last edition of the program, and we are here again. I like we the expectation on Arsenal is very much
Too high.
too high because that is the way you see them, not me. You understand? Because you know I've been very critical of Arsenal on this program, on this show. But now the way I've been critical about them, they've been working in that and what is it called in that line, in that road. You understand? Because of how they all normally behave, you know, and then a very critical season like this, at the moment, like this moment we're talking about, you understand? They don't convince us. Arsenal will never convince you when it matters most. You understand? This is a very critical moment in the season, you know, and they are the way they do behave, they are behaving like that already. That is why I'm asking you again that we have like 3 4 games before the season comes to an end. Do you think they can still salvage something out of this season?
Um, definitely,
You think
definitely.
so?
I'm not God. I can't. I don't. I'm not God. I can't see the future. You know, but I have said it. I've said it times without number. I even said it in the last edition. You know, they have to believe right now. Believe. You know, hope other teams. You
Yeah.
know, assist
But
them
but but
in
but but,
defeating Man
but,
City.
but
Wait.
okay.
Hope other team assist them in defeating Man City. You know, also work on their confidence, you know, their teamwork. You know, they should just keep believing. You know, anything can happen. The league is not over. Yeah, we still have 5 more games to go, so anything can happen. It's football. You know, we should not write them out totally, but we know they fumbled, you know, dropping a lot of points. Man City will now the gap with like 9 points. Now it remains 3 points, and Man City still have an outstanding game. You know, that makes them even equal. So I just wish them the best of luck. I still want to see them successful, but at this point, you know, it's beyond my prediction. You know,
So the thing don't dey beyond the prediction. Because now why I wan ask you that question before you tell me say make I wait. Why I wan ask you say you sure say believe don because you and Arsenal you were kind of you were kind of very certain and you have this belief in them say they go slow through this season. Like this you no go be like the other season. You understand me? You dey get this belief in them before you tell me say make I wait. Now why I wan ask you
now
that question
because
again.
when they start, because when
Do
they
you think the belief is enough? Do you think believing is or they have to change their
right
mentality?
now, definitely right now, the whole team is shaky. Man City now they don't they got Man City with 3 points
Hmm.
and 2 goals difference.
And the Man City win
If
against
Man City
Burnley
win Burnley
like
convincing,
with maximum
yeah,
with enough of
enough
goals
goals,
they will be at
they'll
they will
definitely
be
be on
ahead.
top.
And you
So
know Arsenal when the season wants to win, I mean Man City, they know how to win. I
exactly,
mean they
you
might
know
even
that's
go
why
up
you have
quickly.
to hail Guardiola. That's why you have to hail Guardiola. You know that's where Arsenal keep getting the whole thing wrong. You know in Premier League, I can take you back to as a Chelsea fan, Ancelotti era. You know, Anthony Conte era, Jose Mourinho era. We knew our games were so important. So it doesn't matter how many zeros you beat, how many goals you score against your opponent. Just even if it's a goal, just get your 3 points. Under Antonio Conte, we were winning, we were struggling. To win.
Whether
We were not even at a good form, but we were struggling to win. Under Ancelotti, the same thing. You know, Ferguson was you know you're a Man U fan. You know what went down at that season, 2010 season. Under Jose Mourinho, 2014 season, 2014-15 season. You saw how he won the league. Win by crook. Get your maximum 3 points. That's all is needed. You see Arsenal dropping points against Bournemouth, dropping points against lower teams. You know, drawing, losing. You know when you know games like that are so important, they think of treble. You never win Premier League, they think of treble.
quadruple.
You won't even win the four titles. You won't win FA Cup, win Cali Cup, win
One, two,
Premier
three,
League, win
four.
Champions League. Na only una hey.
And see the team where they comot us now for all this quadruple. Southampton,
One small team,
team, and
one
you
small team.
very poor
Because of how
mentality.
they reason, because of how they reason. Make they go ask champions, previous champions, how they take dey do am. Make they come follow Chelsea
I mean,
talk.
look at your right and Henry. You know, we're very disappointed
They
after the game against
very
Bournemouth and Man City.
disappointing.
That you are not supposed to be showcasing this kind of mentality. You understand me? In this time of the at this time of the season.
If Arsenal don win this league, you know, it will be I've said it will be a very big shame, because we dey here, we started the program together. They were playing beautiful
I mean, you really believe in them. You believe in Arsenal seriously.
Yeah, na because
what is supposed to hold them back?
wey dey parade. See calibre of players wey dey parade. If one player no dey available, they get backup. If the Mendy no dey available, they get Nogat, they get Declan Rice, they get Marino.
You have a lot of backup
even when
players.
their strikers no dey fit, Jesus, Gyökeres, Kai Havertz, no, Jesus, Kai Havertz, Gyökeres, Marino dey there dey play and he dey deliver. So they get backup. So me, I just feel say at some point the players stop to dey believe. That confidence, that ability to perform start to dey die down. That pressure started setting in.
Again,
we deliver.
Again,
That's doubting yourself.
Not
Never
doubting
doubt
yourself.
No turn doubting
When it matters most.
When it matters most, you have to deliver.
You know,
your enemies go laugh you. Definitely, if you wan go dey do like one wey dey there, when you suppose grab something, you dey fear. Your hand dey shake. You know, so we wish us now the best. The Premier League title race still dey on. It's not over till it's over. So yeah, so that's all I can say, Mr. Man.
I beg you, another from people maker, he said Arsenal actually doubted themselves, you know, when it matters most. And as a team, you are not supposed to doubt yourself when it matters. You are supposed to make sure that your mentality is what is still 100%. It's still 100%, you know, so that you can get to the finishing line. But the way things are looking for Arsenal at the moment, I don't think they can get to the finish line. And if eventually they get to the finish line, they may eventually get there as the runners up. Do you understand? As usual, and it will be a very good one for them. Do you understand? So it's quite unfortunate that things are going this way for us now. Hopefully, things can change for them, you know, and for their fans as well. Away from that now, let's go straight to the English Premier League fixture that will be happening this weekend there of course, in England. Of course, Sunderland will take on Nottingham Forest there in that particular game. Of course, Fulham will be in action against Aston Villa at Vicarage Road. West Ham United against Everton. Wolverhampton Wanderers against relegated. Wolverhampton Wanderers, they're already relegated. Against Tottenham Hotspur, also fighting relegation. And Liverpool will take on Crystal Palace. And Arsenal against Newcastle United. That's another big one there for Arsenal. Manchester United against Brentford. While Leeds United will be in action against Burnley. Brentford against West Ham. And of course, I think that's all we have for you on the match day 35 of the English Premier League. Chukwemeka, which game are you looking forward to?
Definitely the Arsenal Newcastle. That's a big clash, you know, at the Emirates Stadium. You know, Arsenal know what's at stake. You know, coming out with a victory there would also boost their title hope. You know, so that's a big fixture. I would give that to Arsenal. You know, Newcastle, they've not really been convincing this season. You know, so yeah, brilliant one from both teams. I wish Arsenal the best of luck.
Of course, you said he's looking forward to the game between Arsenal and Newcastle United. Of course, Arsenal playing at the Emirates Stadium. Can they get their league title run going? We wait to see when they take on Newcastle United there at the Etihad Stadium on Saturday. Of course, in that particular account, it's a very crucial one for Arsenal if they want to keep the pace, title race on against the Manchester City. Away from that, now we talk about Chelsea Football Club. Of course, I will use that to round up the program on the show here. Chelsea is trending seriously. They lost to Brighton again, 3-0 attended. They are at the Hamex Stadium. And of course, Chelsea have now lost 5 games on a row without scoring a goal. You know, this happened since more than a century now that this has happened to Chelsea, you know, without scoring a goal. They've now gone like 114 years. That is more than a century. Chelsea, make I talk am for broken. Chelsea this game where they play against Brighton, I don't make them go. When we say don't make 114 years, they don't score 1 goal against a particular team after playing 5 games. So after losing to Brighton, you understand me? It is now confirmed that Chelsea have now gone, what was it called? 114 years without scoring a goal against a particular team after playing 5 games. You understand me? So that's a very difficult. It's a very difficult moment for Chelsea. And I have Chukwemeka here, who is a Chelsea fan. We're going to dissect this situation together. And I know he's very furious. You know, he's not was okay with the situation of Chelsea Football Club and Sami. Expectation is very high on them, and we are going to hear from him now concerning his opinion on the situation of Chelsea Football Club. Chukwemeka, over to you.
Um, Basically, we all know say as a Chelsea fan, it's a shame, seeing such thing happen to our club. Going for 5 games without scoring, without winning, without drawing. Where is this club heading to? That question, go ask me. I no go ask you now. Now our CEO, our sporting directors, now get that question. The sporting directors, wetin dey dey do wey make this club dey shaky? Lots of questions to ask. So why are the boys not performing well? Why e be say they dey take things like say nothing dey at stake after no be say they no dey receive their salary. They receive their salary every week. We are not talking of peanuts. We are talking of millions. These players receive millions to perform, and they go out there every week, to play like lazy sets of players. Even Division 2 players no go play like this. I watched the game against Brighton. At some point, I was just watching the team. I was like, shey na Chelsea dey play abi na QPR dey play? Because at some point I dey watch Delap, I dey watch Enzo Fernandez, I dey watch Caicedo, I dey watch Cucurella, I dey watch Gusto, I dey watch Sanchez, I dey even look Liam. At some point I just dey ask say where did it all go wrong? We know say before they pursue Maresca, before we sacked Maresca, before both teams before they went on mutual agreement, the coach and the board.
Yeah.
It's not like we were in a very good form. We went 9 games. We were actually struggling. We went 9 games, I think, with 2 wins or so. It's not like we were on a good form, but at least. And Maresca left when I think we were 7 on the log.
Yeah.
But Liam came in and at least he gave us something he gave us something to believe on.
To cheer about.
Like he gave us that belief that we are going back to top 4, and we actually went up. The whole thing started against Paris Saint-Germain. That loss against Paris Saint-Germain, that's when the whole thing started. Lost against Paris Saint-Germain heavily. Lost against Newcastle. The defeat lost against Everton. I think lost against
Chelsea, against Manchester United.
Lost
Brighton.
against us. Brighton. Even Man City defeated us at the bridge. Everything just dey really surprising. I don't even recognize my team. I signing useless players. It all boils down to the board. I saw a post where Fabrizio posted, Edgar, what was his name, came out saying it's time for us to start getting red-made players. You no know say you go get red-made player before you go dey sign stupid players. They sell players like Garnacho. I can't even check Fabrizio post yesterday. I see say they don sign one 16 years old boy again.
Oh, really?
The boy hold Chelsea jersey stand beside post. With all those money wey you dey use sign small boys, if you pack am together you go acquire one better talent.
Yeah.
So the problem first of all start from our board. Employing a rookie manager, acquiring rookie players wey no get experience for Premier League. I even think say Garnacho, of recent I even calm down dey watch Garnacho, but Garnacho wasn't bad as this. He no dey so poor like this when he dey Manchester United. You go testify.
Yeah, absolutely.
Garnacho, see wetin Garnacho dey play yesterday. Even against Man City, Garnacho dey fall for ground. E come dey like say those players no wan even play for Liam. Liam also came out yesterday to say the game against Leeds, that's the FA Cup game.
Yeah.
He would select players that are willing to play for his team. It all boils down to the players. They are not just playing as if they want to represent the club. They are not giving that fighting spirit. When you keep losing games, your morale will definitely die.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think next season, our season is already over. God helps them against Leeds. If Leeds no even beat them, God helps them. That game against Leeds, that FA Cup game, I dey predict am say Chelsea fit lose that
but
game.
I feel like it's a different game. And if Chelsea want to save their season, I think this particular game is a game that can actually, what was it called?
The game against Leeds.
Because it's a semi-final game.
Can they win against Leeds?
They can actually win against
Leeds. I think they are in the form of their life. They defeated Manchester United. They won 3-0.
I know, I understand what you're, but I'm just saying that Chelsea. This is a different ball game entirely because it's an FA Cup semi-final game. It's an opportunity for them was equal to right their wrongs, and also what was it called? Get an opportunity for them to win something.
Opportunity to right their wrongs.
And also win something and win.
Before they got to that semi-final, they've been playing rookie team. They defeated Port Vale, a smaller team. Port Vale no even get sponsor. They just wear one white polo.
They defeated Exam as well. No,
Exam is a small team, Division 2 team. They are not even in championship. Port Vale is in Division 3, I think so.
Yeah, but we all know that Leeds has been a turn in the flesh of Chelsea.
Leeds are in good form.
We agree.
They are playing at Wembley.
But you can't see why Chelsea love.
You see Chelsea fit win that league. This way go Trafford won't destroy now.
Well, I just feel like you will see a different Chelsea in this particular game against Leeds United.
I just surprised you.
I think that they are playing this weekend.
They play for my life. I never see am say you.
Do you know why I'm saying this? It's because when you cut snake for body, say when they run they go. The remaining you say they call am venom wey dey in body. Anywhere where you put am, you understand me? When you pour am, and when you go see the sign for there, or can't for there, say you pour something for there. And if you say as Chelsea then you'll be like for your body they call am agekwejo, snake where they don't cut. Wey be say anywhere where you pour the remaining of the venom.
Na snake wey dey dangerous. Say Chelsea dey dangerous.
We never can tell. My
brother. Chelsea. The board, if they know say they want improve this club, the guys they sign quality players. I've been saying it. See plenty defenders who get. You took off Fofana. You brought in. I think you brought in. Who did you bring in? You were playing 3 at the back at first in Fofana, Chaloba, and Hato. Hato is not a defensive midfielder. I think he took off. Cucurella or someone to bring in a defender. When he noticed his formation wasn't really giving. He switched to a four-man defense. It boils down to I keep saying it. The board they are to blame. They are to be blamed. Getting a rookie manager. Why not just leave Maresca? I know say Maresca na one kind way normal, but why not just leave her? Make him finish the season.
The season ends.
Na their problem o. Me I dey enjoy my season. Me I dey watch other games dey enjoy myself.
If they want to become a loser. We dey support Chelsea and Madrid. Madrid now say they are going trophyless. You sure say you dey enjoy your season?
You should be the Atletico dey
there. Even the Atletico wey you dey talk.
They don turn Olosho for clubs.
Even the Atletico wey you dey talk. They don lose. They lose Copa del Rey to reach Sociedad.
This season just
wow.
The season just dey anyhow.
For you, I dey tell you. The team wey dey support just. The team wey dey support don disappoint you now. Imagine a home Madrid dey go trophyless. Imagine no be do remontada against Bayern Munich. Kamamega spoil party.
It's an Angola face. No be spoil everything. I spoil everything now.
All right, you've heard from Jacob Maker. He has made his opinion known concerning what is happening at Stamford Bridge. He's not happy with the situation, and hopefully things can change for them before the season ends. But especially for Liam Rossenoa, looking good for him as well. Hopefully, the young man there can turn things around before the season ends. You understand? And even the game against Leeds United, hopefully they can also get to the final and play against either Manchester City or or go against Southampton. On that note, I will say a big thank you for joining us on the show again. We'll do this again another time. Until we come your way, keep doing that sport you know how to do best, and continue to follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, on TikTok, and also on YouTube. So kindly subscribe, and we'll continue to give you all the latest in the beautiful world of sports. I've done this alongside Chukwemeka. It's nice to have you on the show once more. My name is Alegbede Jacob Sports. I will come your way again another time. Until then, continue doing that sport you know how to do best. Bye for now.